Right, guys, I'm joined here today by
James
and
Eliott.
How do you think we did today?
Exactly what we needed. The victory, obviously, a back of 2 losses, which I think a convincing win was what we needed.
I was just really happy because it was a massive improvement from the last 2 games, definitely, and it was just, you could see from the start we're just pressing them and trying to win the ball, and definitely what we needed.
And what do you think it was? Do you think it was the change of formation? Do you think it was a change in players, or do you think it was just because they're a bit of a poor team?
I think, obviously, Reading being a poor team is a factor. I think the change in players is also a factor, but I think the electric atmosphere from the fans was it's different when we start playing well. The fans get up and it improves the team massively.
I think it was definitely the players, since we put Gouffran in, who was almost like a lost man, and since Lascelles getting dropped, who was captain. I think it was a bit of a change. He wanted something out of the players, definitely.
That was a bit of a shock for me as well. Starting Gouffran and obviously dropping Lascelles as well. I mean, how do you think that's affected Lascelles?
Not that much, because he wouldn't be captain if he couldn't take it all in and that. So I think Rafa knows he's ready, which is why he's dropping. So he wants a performance out of him next game, definitely.
Yeah, and do you think Dominic can go on as maybe vice captain or even captain, or do you think it's still going to be Lascelles as captain?
I think it's still going to be Lascelles as captain. I think Dominic can be that if he's a lot more consistent. Obviously, he had an alright game today, but
He still gets a lot of stick, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I still don't think he's an out-and-out left-back. I think he's a centre-back, but then again, he's 5th, 6th choice centre-back. But
it's good to have those options. I mean, previously before we didn't have those options. We had Colaccini and Taylor as the mainstays, and now we've got 5 or 6 options. So obviously we're in a good position at the moment. So going on to Tuesday's game, do we still keep the same team or do we play the youngsters? I mean, you got the likes of Armstrong not really getting a game. Aaron's came on but didn't have many minutes on the pitch.
I'll keep it mostly the same, but change Gouffran or what, I don't know. I think Rafa's trying out players because, as he said, he wants to bring in 4 more. So obviously trying Gouffran, seeing if he's ready, and just trying different players and that.
Yeah. I wouldn't start Richie because he looks like he's got a knock. He came off today at the. It looks like he's got a muscle injury. I wouldn't start him. I would play the youngsters like Armstrong, and obviously Benitez likes his cups. So I would play a strongish side that's good enough to win the game, but I wouldn't play the Richies or the Gales. I think it's too big of a risk.
And how does Rafa go on from here? I mean, does he keep the same team? Does he, change it up? I mean, before I was previously saying that was too predictable, and now obviously we changed it to a 4-4-2. Do we keep to a 4-4-2 or go back to what was playing before in terms of formation?
I don't think Benitez knows his strongest side or formation, but I think that's not necessarily a bad thing in this league. Maybe in the Premier League you should have your best side, your best players, best formation, but in this league you have so many games against so many different teams. I think it's better to have the options. Yeah,
well, a lot of people were saying when we're in the Premier League that Benitez is trying to play the same style of football and formation that we were last year, but obviously it's a different league and it's a lot, you could say, more physical league because the style of play. So I think he's just trying out formations and that, trying to find the right one, definitely.